I only buy the finest tea leaves. Zesta. See BOPF.
If BOPF is indicated on the pack.
Zesta, the art of tea.
You're watching Primetime News. Up next is Action TV.
The second of 5 officers of the National Aquatic Resources Development Agency, or NARA, who was suspended on the 8th of last month, has been reinstated as of yesterday. This official who was reinstated was the head of oceanography of NARA. The first employee of the 5 to be reinstated was an accounts clerk. The accounts clerk, whose only duty was to write off checks under the supervision and approval of high authorities, being reinstated to her post clearly shows the incompetence of the heads at NARA. Though reinstating this accounts clerk to her post is not a questionable issue, what is a questionable issue is the decision taken by the heads at NARA to suspend her services not being taken into consideration. The investigation report that was taken into consideration to make a decision to suspend the 5 officers at NARA is also questionable. An investigation was carried out on the former chairman of NARA for spending over 10 million rupees for the construction of a vessel that can no longer be of use. Taking into account the recommendations made in the investigation report, what should have been done was to take disciplinary action against the financial head at NARA. However, taking into account the investigation report, the board of directors at NARA decided to conduct another investigation into the matter. In addition, the manner in which money was spent for the construction of the vessel in question and the financial activities pertaining to NARA's advisory contract for the Colombo Port Expansion project was also taken into consideration during this new investigation. The services of the financial head at NARA and the head of oceanography at NARA, who was reinstated yesterday, were suspended, taking into account the malpractices that are said to have taken place regarding both matters that were investigated. Meanwhile, the accountant at NARA, who is among the 5 persons suspended, faces 5 charges on financial activities relating to the advisory services contract for the Colombo Port Expansion project. The assistant accountant also faces 5 charges that are related to the spending of money allocated for the construction of the vessel in question. Although the Commission to Investigate Bribery or Corruption had informed the administration at NARA to prove whether the investigation report had pointed out any malpractice by the accountant and the assistant accountant, who are both faced with 5 charges each, the administration of NARA is yet to do so. The Commission to Investigate Bribery or Corruption had made this notice taking into account the suspension of an accountant and the assistant accountant in a backdrop where these 2 individuals are being made witnesses in an investigation launched by the Commission over financial fraud at NARA. The suspension of 2 persons charged with 5 charges each is still in effect. However, doesn't the aim of reinstating an individual who is charged with 16 major charges by using powers that are not enforced on one, and also reinstating the financial head of NARA who is facing more severe charges, show that this is an attempt to cover up the corruption committed by the administration at NARA? Secretary to the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources, this is over to you.
The Friday Forum made an appeal to the Minister Chandrasiri Gajdir, Minister of Rehabilitation and Prison Reforms, for the early publication of the reports on the Valikada and Vaunia prison riots. The Friday Forum, a group of concerned citizens, urged the Minister to make public the findings of the committee appointed to investigate the events that took place in the Valikada prison in 2012, resulting inter alia in the death of some 27 inmates, with 43 injured and 11 inmates reported escaped. The Forum also urged the Minister to make public the findings of the investigations pertaining to the events that took place in the Vaunia prison. It caused the death of 2 inmates and injured 30.
In 2011, the U.S. government, working through its development arm USAID and the U.S. Department of Justice, announced a $2.1 million grant to enhance forensic skills capability and to deliver a state-of-the-art DNA crime laboratory to the Government Analysis Department of Sri Lanka. Today, the U.S. Ambassador to Sri Lanka, Michelle Sisson, visited the new building and laboratory complex, which was inaugurated on the 10th of last month.
The objective of this program is to strengthen the institutional capacity of the Government Analyst Department by providing laboratory design assistance, scientific equipment, training and capacity building for the laboratory complex. The laboratory enhances capabilities in DNA evidence testing, firearms examination, identification, toxicology analysis, as well as trace evidence.
We're very proud of this partnership between the U.S., our Department of Justice, and USAID with the Ministry of Justice here in Sri Lanka and the Government Analyst Department. This partnership, we believe, will be critical in helping strengthen the criminal justice system and strengthening the rule of law here. As you mentioned, this is important for all Sri Lankan citizens, that crimes are solved, that perpetrators are caught, but using evidence-based investigations, evidence-based prosecutions.
A photography exhibition themed Nature Journal comprising a collection of 200 photographs was organized by the students of the Sri Lanka College of Journalism.
The photography exhibition, which was held at the Sri Lanka College of Journalism auditorium, displayed photographs taken by the current batch of SLCJ students. The photographs featured various aspects of Mother Nature and her link with human beings. Prior to the exhibition, the students were trained on the basics of photography. The students used digital cameras and mobile phones to capture the stunning photographs. The motive of the exhibition was to provide an opportunity for students to display their talents in the field of photography.
The Kochi City Shadow Police in India arrested 14 Sri Lankan refugees who had allegedly planned to illegally sail off to Australia from Kochi. According to Indian media reports, the arrested had come to the city from various refugee camps in Tamil Nadu. The Special Branch Police arrested the group on a tip-off from the City Police Commissioner. The police have begun investigations into the interstate racket that traffic people to Australia on country-made vessels.
Chairman of the Punjab Cricket Association, I.S. Bindra, challenged Sri Lanka cricket today. Bindra questions how Sri Lanka cricket can deny the allegations that a female representative of a suspected bookie had visited the room of an Indian cricketer and spent the night during India's tour to Sri Lanka in 2010. I.S. Bindra noted that although SLC had denied the allegations, the spokesperson of the Board of Control for Cricket in India had given an explanation about the incident. Bindra made the following revelations to Sports First in an email interview.
The statement made by you on your website has been denied by SLC. Do you have evidence to back up your claim?
It didn't come as a surprise to me that the SLC has denied my charge. That's exactly my charge too, that the BCCI and SLC both know they are not telling the truth. The very fact that I made the charge 3 days ago and so far none from the BCCI, neither the President nor the Garulla spokesman have refuted my charge shows that I have not cooked up the story as the Indian and Sri Lankan board wants you to believe. The board spokesman then, who poo-pooed the report appearing in the London Sunday Times at the time, insisting that the lady concerned was the agent of the Indian player in question. He did not say that even if she was his agent, could she be spending so many hours from 10 p.m. to 4:30 a.m. in his room when he had to play a match later that day. At this juncture, I can only assure that if an independent agency conducts an impartial inquiry, I am prepared to furnish all details. I am also prepared to sever all my connection with cricket and step down from all positions of cricket administration if I am proved wrong, provided the officials responsible for hushing up the security agency's report in India and Sri Lanka agree to do the same if I am proved right.
To which official in the ICC did the SLC submit its report to? Is there any documented proof or other proof on the ICC's response?
If I don't have incontrovertible evidence, do you think I would make such a serious charge against a player or official? It hardly matters to which official the report had been submitted to. The concerned officials in the ICC at that time know what exactly transpired, and that is germane to the issue.
Are there any other incidents where you believe that the BCCI may have brought influencers to bear on SLC?
It is for the SLC to reveal, not me. All I can say is there definitely appears to have some quid pro understanding between the concerned officials of two boards in the aftermath of the hotel incident.
A brilliant Shikhar Dhawan century and some worthy contributions from the other batsmen powered India to an impressive 331 runs for 7 wickets against South Africa in the curtain raiser of the ICC Champions Trophy.
It gives me great pleasure, therefore, to declare the ICC Champions Trophy 2013 officially open.
Invited to bat first, Indian openers Shikhar Dhawan and Rohit Sharma made full use of a good batting track at the Cardiff Stadium with an excellent 127-run opening stand. Rohit Sharma was dismissed for 65 while Virat Kohli chipped in with 31. Shikhar Dhawan hit a 6 and 12 fours in a blistering 114 of 94 balls. Indian skipper Mahendra Singh Dhoni made 27 and with a Ravindra Jadeja cameo which produced an unbeaten 47 runs of 29 balls, the men in blue reached a total of 331 runs, losing 7 wickets in the allotted 50 overs. Ryan McLaren bagged 3 wickets while Lonwabo Tsutsobe collected 2 wickets for the South Africans.
Chasing 332 for victory, South Africa were on 187 runs for 5 wickets after 32 overs a short while ago. Meanwhile, in tennis news, defending champion Maria Sharapova booked her place in the finals of the French Open after defeating Victoria Azarenka a short while ago. Sharapova won the match 6-1, 2-6, 6-4.
And with that, we wrap up today's edition of Primetime News here on MTV Sports. I'm Krishna Panditharatna.
And I'm Ravi Gamage. Good night.